20 years ago, these former football players won a state championship. Now, 20 years later, well, maybe. Torrington at number 1 Riverton in an undefeated versus undefeated matchup. First quarter, Torrington wearing the white and trying to get on the board first. Skylar Miller with the end around for 7 yards, but there was a holding call, so they got to try it again. Let's get a little bit closer. Miller again, cuts inside, 4 yards, and another holding call. An ugly problem was developing quickly for the Trailblazers, and that problem was costly at times. This next try is just the reverse of the previous, but this time, no flag. Miller has a touchdown finally, and the visitors would take an early 7-0 lead. But on the ensuing kickoff, Riverton's special teams would show why they are special. Steve Renning fields the ball at the 19, finds a big hole, cuts outside, finds more room, and he will get some yardage. Not enough to go all the way, but enough to the Torrington 26-yard line, a 55-yard return, and Renning would give his team great field position to start their next drive. A few plays later, they knew they had to finish this one, and they did. Tristan White is going to force his way through the line and punch in from 8 yards away. A good start to this game. It was 7-7 after the first 12 minutes. Second quarter, the boys in black have the ball back, and Renning is going to do the honors this time. 2 yards and 2 easy, plus the PAT, and that would make the score 14-7. How about some defense? The visitors would try a similar running plan, but it is not going to get by TJ Turner. That trail is a dead end, and so was the drive. So let's see if the offense can get back to work. They gave it a shot, but trying to run through Torrington's big line is like trying to force something too big into a space that's too small. That something is going to get squished, and the ball will pop loose on this play. Logan Harris with the recovery, but his buddies had to punt the ball away a short time later. Last play before halftime, Dietrich Becker on for a 42-yard field goal try. This was close, and we checked ourselves. It was no good, and the score is unchanged. It was still 14-7 going into the locker room. Third quarter, the Trailblazers needed to do something early if they wanted the momentum back. Miller's going to do that something. His blockers opened up some room. This ended up being a 44-yard pickup when it was all said and done. A good start, but there's still more to do. Moving on, Jace Canaday is going to take matters into his own hands and almost finish the job himself, down to the 1, and the visitors were clicking thanks to some great blocking and great play calling. Only 1 yard to go, and the junior will finish the job himself. When you got some big boys in front of you, that is pretty easy. The score is tied up again, and it would stay at 14-all going into the final 12 minutes. Fourth quarter, here is where the Wolverines made their move. Brandon Fullerton wants to throw. He will change targets and hit Caleb Richmond on a 4-yard strike. That was big, but there were even bigger plays to come. The scoreboard reads 21-14. The opposition would fumble the kickoff return, so Becker has a shot at redemption, about 39 yards, and this one is good. That ended up being a good insurance policy. Now it's 24-14. Then the visitors would turn the ball over on downs in their own territory. Becker gets to try again. This is a 23-yarder, and this kick was pretty much dead center. Riverton was in control of 27-14 with about 1 minute to go. But this game was not over. Torrington got a good return on the kickoff and got some luck on this play. Canaday with the pass, and watch this assist. Keaton Zancanella with the deflection, and Patrick Carr was in the right place at the right time to make the catch, and he got his feet down. 26 yards, 6 points, and the PAT. There was one miracle, but 2 more are needed. It's a 27-21 game with about 9 seconds to go. You know the onside is coming. Hard to tell from this angle, but the ball may have touched a Wolverine player, so that's a fumble, and Miller would recover for the Trailblazers, so they still have some life in them with enough time to maybe pull off 2 plays. Last chance. The visitors need 45 yards, and they need a prayer. Canaday's pass actually had the distance, but a receiver was nowhere to be found. Fullerton with a pretty easy interception to end the game, and Riverton is off to their first 4-0 start in 10 years, winning this one 27-21.